Okay, here's the inside of the kitchen area. The cabinet up over there. Still a lot of tools here. We got wood they're going to be using up on the upstairs walls down here. Back windows, which comes right next to our back door and screen. And then our dining room area over here. The two windows that you see here we added. They weren't part of the original framing from the Amish. But they also, Amish built the staircase for us. Looks like my father-in-law has been busy because he got the drywall sanded up, at least the first coat done up here. We added this second post here, the front one, a couple weeks ago, and then put that support when we moved that further post closer to the middle of the building to make the living room area bigger. We'll walk into our living room area now, towards the front doors. You can see the view out the window. Once the camera... Okay, I guess the camera won't set the exposure right. Here's our stove with the new stainless steel backsplash we had made from the Amish. I'll walk over and show that. We have a piece of concrete backer board in there, and when we're all said and done, we're going to put a spacer to put it away from the wall. Looks like my father-in-law has it secured or temporarily right now. Going around, you see the kitchen area again, the dining room, and the stairs. This is up in the loft area. And today we're going to be putting up the half walls on this side here for the railing and the railing across our catwalk. I'm going to go upstairs and I'll start the camera up there again. Okay, here's our bedroom. The center area right there we're going to use as a closet, put a bar across it and then some curtains in front of it probably. The left section we're going to put a desk in there. In the right section a series of shelves. The hole in the floor will be for a floor vent when we put one in. Get some lumber and carpeting and stuff. That's going to end up in here. We're going to be building a door right here to make it just stick with the rough style. We're just going to build this door out of rough sawn hemlock. We're going to put a bed over here. And the room's about 10 by 20, about 10 by 20, with the two windows out front that you can't really see out of, so too bright outside. This area over here, the sleeping loft, is what is it, 16 by 20, I think, from memory. Again, we have the same features: closet. We're going to put a desk on the one side, and in between the half wall, it's going to go right above the stairs. There'll be some shelves up there for storage. All this wood over here, which my father-in-law has put a lap joint on, is for this wall right over here, so we can put that on the back of that. We're going to do the rough. We're using larch, which matches the same wood that's used in the stairs, and we're going to be using the same larch to put on the back side of the half wall we're going to build over here. That switch there is just temporary, so we can turn the electric on. When we build the wall, that switch will go in that half wall. You can see downstairs, here's my wood stove, and now I'm going to go to the front porch. So here's the view from my front porch. As you can see, everything's in season. All the trees are kind of at their peak right now. Here are my 280 watt solar panels. They've been running since end of July, beginning of August, I can't exactly remember. And because it's a weekend place, they seem to provide ample power for what we need. I'm contemplating in a couple years adding 4 more panels if we come out here more often, so I don't have to run the generator as much. Here's a view down into the valley below. We're probably a couple hundred feet at least up from the valley floor. So this field tapers down at a pretty good clip. I know when there's a lot of snow during hunting season, that's a pretty nice climb when you're tired at the end of the day. Over here, it's hard to see, is a second driveway that's pretty steep and only 4x4 accessible. We go back into this area of woods over here. Most of this poplar you see, which is the trees in the front here, we're going to get rid of. Poplar tends to fall over with high winds, and we're only going to leave the maple trees. So I'll be knocking some of those down today, hopefully. And then over there is some of our firewood. And it looks like my father-in-law also was busy and put the battens on the front of the cabin. It was one of the last tasks on the outside. Now we just have to seal them up. So I guess I'll go over into the solar room and just give a little quick overview. Okay, so here's my solar power system. Pretty simple. We have 4 golf cart batteries down here, bought from Sam's Club. And for the AC, they go into my inverter, which I picked up off Craigslist. And I have a fuse over on the right, and then a standard panel up on the right. So I have a cell phone call, so I'm going to cut this and come back. Okay, I'm back. So this is my Outback FX80. This is probably the most expensive piece I bought. It should allow for me to expand greatly and handle 1080 watts, basically 1 kilowatt, which is what I want to do at 12 volts. 2 fuses I picked up at, or 2 breakers I picked up at AutoZone. It was the cheapest way to set up DC braking. I do need to put some fuses that are smaller because these are 150 amps, and I should never have 150 amps running through the system. So I'm going to put some smaller fuses in front of these, just as additional protection. On the right side is my negative bus and my ground bus. The ground bus goes through the walls to a grounding rod, and I'll be adding a second grounding rod about 8 feet away, so I can have the 2 bound together. This fuse here I picked up when I bought the inverter from Sun Electronics in Miami. It's a 200 amp fuse, and that provides my AC fusing. I also have another one of those DC breakers down here, so I can shut off the inverter. All in all, it works. I have lighting, I can run tools, and even on a day that's cloudy like today, I'm still producing electricity. Not much, but my batteries are full, so you can see the panel maybe if I get right in, and I guess you can't. I'm going to stop and see if it'll re-exposure. Looks like if I turn the camera off, I was able to re-exposure. Here's the output that I'm right now. You can see it's not very much, but it's a cloudy day outside, and my batteries are full, so it doesn't really need much. If the batteries were empty, I'm betting it would go higher. In fact, I will actually recycle the unit, and it should go through a power cycle. I'll record that. Okay, here the unit's off. I'm going to flip the breakers on. Now the unit's going to go power up, and you'll see the the watts go up as it detects how much power there is. So it looks like on a day like today, which is mostly overcast, let's see if I can get you in there. We get about 60 watts of power coming out on an overcast day. Okay, I guess that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. One more thing I forgot to include is our Amish made chimney up here. This is fun to put on if you've never done it. Ladders and just 2 guys is a bit of a pain in the neck. I want to walk around front. I just took a little bit of time and knocked down some poplar. We want to clear out the area to the east of the cabin. So I just knocked these down. I'll clean these up later. And then over there, the solar panels again, and my father-in-law is pulling up in his little truck. I'm not sure if I said earlier those are 180 watts each, or 180 watts total. They're 180 watts each. So total wattage comes out to 360. Okay, looks like I have to unload some drywall. Bye.